probably like some of you, it was just on my phone. I got an email that there's this new app that you put in some photos of yourself or a family member, and then you can have it create an image of you as a Roman soldier, or as a, an animal, or, it can just take, I guess it can search maybe millions of photographs that are out there on the internet and make almost any image. And it's fun to do that, but that also creates many legal issues. For instance, what about copyright law, right? This comes from some databases. I mean, these images already exist. And when it creates a new image, well, who has the rights to that image? What payment, if any, is due to the people that created the images that went into the system? I think a lot in AI you have to think about is there's an input into a vast body of knowledge, and then there's an output. And I think a lot of the legal questions are going to come up. How do you define the different kinds of responsibilities that AI creates? There was a big strike in Hollywood in the last several months. And I think one of the questions is, they're going to use AI figures in movies now. You don't have to pay an actor. But they're basing a lot of the movement, a lot of the images on real actors, real people who have done that. And is there any compensation for people who have done that? The second application of AI that I became familiar with, probably many of you as well, is ChatGPT. I said, please write me an essay on this subject. I couldn't believe it. It was a beautiful essay. I said, write me a poem on, an evening in Uruguay with the jacaranda trees. And it wrote me, and I said, in the style of Lord Byron, and it came up with something, really a real poem. And so these are things that we just have to, as different societies, different legal cultures, have to think about both, how does our legal system adapt to this change? For instance, I think one of the things that we can be sure, like any technology, is that this is going to be used for pornography right away, just like the internet. And what are the criminal consequences of that? If there are child pornography images, is that illegal if there's not actually a real child? If it's just like a composite of false images, or not false, but I mean composite images, can somebody be prosecuted and put in prison for child pornography if that's not an image of a real child? I mean, this is just our criminal justice system has to adapt to that. I think also we have to think about personal responsibility. If you are doing something that AI told you, if you're driving a car, right now I think you're responsible for what happens in your car. What if you put your car in some kind of an automatic system that AI is running, and then you run over somebody? Whose responsibility is it? Is it your responsibility, or is it the computer's responsibility? These are very